I just know a lot of people aren't gonna like this, but here's how I would rank every single MCU movie that came out after Endgame from worst to best now that I've seen the And I'm not gonna hold you, in my opinion, we've gotten some bangers after Endgame. But we've also gotten some ass. And there's definitely some placements that are gonna ruffle some feathers. But either way, we gotta get to the bottom of which one is on top. But you can't forget, it's my list, I can't miss. And kicking off the list, we have crazy jump scare. Anybody else smell that shit? My bad, I got shit on the screen. Easily in last place, without a doubt in my mind, is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Just an insane fumble. One of the greatest trailers of all time for one of the worst movies of all time. And it's crazy because it had potential, just like Jonathan Kuminga had potential. Visually, the ugliest movie in the MCU, cringy, corny dialogue. And really, outside of Jonathan Majors as Kang, and Michelle Pfeiffer, this movie really ain't got nothing going for it. I mean, outside of Paul Rudd can't do no wrong as Scott Lang. But having your, at the time, big bad of the MCU get packed up in an Ant-Man movie probably wasn't a good decision. And I'm not gonna hold you, I kind of like MODOK though. I thought he was funny. I kind of like, hell, I loved him. Okay, love is a stretch, but at least I get to die in Avenger. Look at me, I'm a dick. But this is still 8 cans of shark shit. And you know, not much better, I got Thor: Love and Thunder, which is a movie that definitely had its moments. But overall, Taika Waititi went into the kitchen and burnt that bitch to the ground. He took men, women, and children with him. Jason Aaron should be able to sue for how badly they adapted his Thor run. I just know he was in that theater seat looking at Gore the God Butcher, not butchering any gods, and saying, the fuck happened? And despite him still being a highlight of the movie, how you gonna get Christian Bale to play Gore the God Butcher, have Gore the God Butcher, and not have him butcher any fucking gods? Well, actually, he did in the beginning. Shut the fuck up. This shit just went way too over the top in the comedic department. Another visual eyesore in the movie. You can definitely tell they shot on a soundstage. Blue screens, green screens galore. Makes my eyes sore. It was like a try not to cringe challenge. The black and white gore scenes do carry, and there is some decent emotion, but it just gets undercut by all these stupid ass jokes. Thor powering up those kids, while cute and funny, was just, I almost stepped out. No, Thor, they're just kids, bro. No! From there, I gotta go with another movie that cooks in moments just because of Nia DaCosta. This really should have been the MCU's Charlie's Angels because it has so many great moments. Our leading ladies are perfect. Like, it has so much going for it. Like, there's some actually pretty great action sequences in this. I love how Fury in this movie just ignores the events of Secret Invasion and is just goofy as hell instead of being super serious. Generic cookie cutter plot. You can tell this got chopped and screwed in the editing bay. And the villain, like, can you name the villain? It's Dar-Ben, in case you don't know. But that post-credit scene, though, one of the most important in the MCU. It's like a vegan version of Guardians of the Galaxy. From there, I gotta go on to a movie that I personally like, and I'll never understand the hate it gets. Actually, I do kind of understand the criticism. But visually, I think it's one of the more unique movies in the MCU. It just had so much to introduce that I think that's where people kind of got sidetracked. If anything, this should have been a Disney Plus show. When you're trying to introduce, 12 new characters, a whole new lore and backstory about the Celestials, Deviants, and Eternals, on top of having Black Knight in here, you're just covering a lot of ground. And it felt like they were swimming upstream for most of this movie. But this is the only movie where we heard Mahershala Ali's Blade in, so fuck. Next up, I gotta go with Black Widow next. This is a movie that I really enjoy. Like, yeah, did it come out 5 years too late? Sure, but it introduces to Florence Pugh as Elena Belova. For that, it deserves a goddamn salute. Like a lot of these MCU movies, it has its moments and it also has its dumb moments. All this stuff at the Red Room at the end is visually disgusting to look at, but I wish it would have kept the tone from those opening credits of the women getting trafficked into the Red Room. I wish it would have taken itself just a little bit more serious. But at the end of the day, bro, we got Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh on my screen. What the fuck are we talking about? What they did to Taskmaster is what they did to Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine. How the fuck you gonna sew the merc with the mouth shut? How you gonna make Taskmaster have no personality? Another movie that I really wanted to love and was hyped for, we got Captain America Brave New World. I ended up just thinking it was okay. And I'll be honest, I was harsh on it because I really wanted it to be better. Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, Captain America deserves that. But instead, they made it Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross's movie instead. Which ain't a bad thing because I like seeing Red Hulk in live action and that fight scene was tough. That's probably the biggest saving grace of this film is all of its action sequences. But it just never felt like Sam Wilson's movie to me personally. And it kind of just retreaded similar plot points from the previous 3 Captain America movies. You're telling me Sam Wilson has to clear one of his closest friends' name? Super Soldier at that? Sounds a lot like Civil War. Joaquin Torres gets shot out of the sky and Sam Wilson thinks he's dead? Sounds a lot like Rhodey in Civil War. But it's fine, it's there. I'll probably watch it for the action sequences again. The leader fumbled. Because the probabilities tell me that they're coming the others. Next up, and I know I got Deadpool and Wolverine. I still have fun with this movie, and when you look at it as a comedy, it's a whole lot of fun. But I recently rewatched it, and yeah, man, this shit aged like milk. All the criticism that people have for Spider-Man No Way Home applies to this movie. It was just jingling keys and references the movie, which I get that's supposed to be Deadpool's shtick, but maybe it's just getting a little too old for me. It was cool to see him interact with like Disney and all that stuff, and obviously it's Deadpool and Wolverine. Plus, if we stop the movie right after the bye 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 opening action sequence, 5 stars. But everything else, Far From Home is actually a really enjoyable movie when you ain't got a bitch in your ear telling you it's bad every 5 seconds. Is it the least Spider-Man feeling movie of all time? Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I got my gripes gripes with it, but I'd be lying. Like, if you look at it as Spider-Man Summer Vacation, it's a fun, enjoyable little romp across Europe. Plus, they gave us the fishbowl Mysterio. Jake Gyllenhaal was going stupid. Fire all the drones! Nah! Compared to the other Spider-Man movies, I will keep my mouth shut. Because the plot at times feels like a Disney Channel fucking movie. The whole Brad plot line and him getting pantsed, and it's just no. It is a visual, therefore a visceral betrayal. Stop it. But the illusion sequence, they'll see what I want them to see. From there, I gotta go with Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is a movie that on paper should not have worked. It lost its lead actor due to unfortunate circumstances. Rest in peace, Chadwick, my goat. So on top of having to deal with losing one of your closest friends, you had to pivot the story around and include all of these different studio notes that the MCU mandated. And somehow, Ryan Coogler made it all fucking work. Like, thematically, these movies always have something more to say, and I really appreciate them for that. But can we stop, can we bump the VFX budget for the third act? Because I'm tired of both Black Panther movies having horrible CGI at the end. I do love everything with Talocan and Namor. I thought that was a clever twist on Atlantis. And at the end of the day, this is just a tribute to Chadwick and his legacy. I'll never forget the Kendrick Lamar All Right trailer for this movie because it gave me full body chills. And the Queen Angela Bassett better put some respect on her name. But also, don't forget one of the greatest line deliveries of all time, you bald-headed demon. Next up, we got Shang-Chi, which is a movie that I thoroughly enjoy. I love this movie for real. I think it might be the best origin in the entire MCU. Probably this or the first Iron Man. I just absolutely love what Destin Daniel Cretton was able to do here. He actually cooks with not just the fight choreography, which by the way is the best in the MCU, but the blocking, the lighting, and the entire shot composition. For as good as you can make an MCU movie look, at times it does visually not look great, especially when you go to Ta Lo. But they paid reparations for that Mandarin twist in Iron Man 3 and gave us a really great father-son story. I mean, it was an MCU wuxia film. Say less. From there, I gotta go with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and I know Multiverse of Midness. I didn't get my Tom Cruise Iron Man cameo. Man, shut your bitch ass up. Sam Raimi fucking cooked. This is the best fucking visually you can look in the MCU, at least to the best of his abilities. Visually, the most interesting looking movie in the entire MCU. It's got so much sauce. I'm just not a fan of the overarching plot that Michael Waldron gave this movie. I know Sam Raimi worked with him on the script, but it was really just to add like his influences and his filmmaking practices. Like legit, all the dopest scenes are the notes that Sam Raimi gave. Motherfuckers with L Ball knowledge try to blame the script on Sam Raimi, and I'm like, are you fucking stupid, crazy, or dumb? Which one? All of them. Sam Raimi brutally murdering all of the cameos with his specific style is so damn poetic. I still maintain that Wanda should not have become a villain in this film. It should have been Nightmare, and we should have gotten hints and teases at her becoming a villain. But that zombie strange shit, oh my god. He's dream walking into a corpse of an alternate version of himself with the fucking lightning as he pokes his arm. The music fight scene, inhale it. From there, I got our fantastic newcomer to the list in Fantastic Four First Steps. This is the definitive Fantastic Four film. Argue with your therapist. This is the Fantastic Four movie that us Fantastic Four fans deserve. Every character, Galactus, Silver Surfer, every main member of the Four, perfect iterations, definitive iterations. Probably outside of Multiverse of Madness, the most visually distinct and appealing movie in the MCU. Plus Michael Giacchino's score. From there, I gotta go with Thunderbolts, which is a movie that just spoke to my core. I just love this movie, man. Everything with Bob, I just resonated with. While the mental health theme can feel heavy-handed at time, it fucking worked. The "Daddy, I'm so alone" scene with Elena, I felt like that. That attic scene with Bob where he just says, "Everything I do, I just make everything worse." I felt that. Everyone here is a loser. I felt like that before. But it's in lifting each other up and being there for one another. A hug can save a life. And if you don't think that, you're what's wrong with society. Jake Schreier fucking cooked. He shot this in camera as much as you could. Less green screen, more practical. Sunluck's score cooked. And Bob/Sentry/The Void was immaculately brought to life. Bucky was on Terminator timing back to aura farming. And of course, we are the Thunderbolts! My bad, the new Avengers. But in second place, they'll never make me hate you or switch up on you. I got Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't give a f. Easily the greatest theater experience of my lifetime, even more than Endgame. The cameos in this movie aren't even cameos, they're key integral characters to the plot. And seeing my idol, my heroes up on the big screen all together was it just brought me to tears. Bringing back all of the OG villains, having so much reverence for not just Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin, Norman's on sabbatical, honey, but Alfred Molina's Doc Ock as well. Hello, Peter. When he meets Tobey Maguire and he says, "You're all grown up. How are you?" And he says, "Trying to do better." Fuck. Shit means something to me. The visuals are very ugly, but I blame COVID. Michael Giacchino's score again. They left Peter Parker in the perfect position to pick up the pieces. But in first place, hands down for me personally, without question, we got Vince Carter at the dunk contest. It's over. I got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James Gunn fucking cooked. I love the Guardians, man. They feel like my family put up on a big screen, even though it's really just a talking raccoon and a giant tree. But the Guardians movies are what happened when Marvel says, "Here, James. Here, director. Cook." And they fucking give us a 7-course meal. James Gunn just knows character. He knows story. He knows banger soundtrack. This one packs an emotional fucking fucking punched. Rocket's entire backstory, High Evolutionary is one of the best villains in the entire MCU. That motherfucker is really just Space Sid from Toy Story. There is no God. That's why I stepped in. That's called motherfucking ball. The no sleep till Brooklyn hallway fights. Man, what are we talking about? Adam Warlock, don't be rash. The fact that they didn't have Gamora and Star-Lord get back together and just said, I bet we were fun. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. That's why it's #1. Acknowledge it. But that is just how I would rank them. Let me know how you would rank them down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.